This the book of Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. First and foremost, as usual, before I begin with this lesson, I want to start it off by giving all the glory and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakah HaKadosh. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who I'm taught and learn this truth 100% from. Peace and blessings be to you, Aki, Wa'akwati, that are serving Yahweh Shema Shah in sincerity, hoping for mercy and salvation in these last days, man. To you I say Shalom and Yahweh Shema Shah Brakathon. All right, so this is gonna be a quick lesson through the spirit because as y'all see, I'm not too familiar with who this brother is exactly, but it's obvious that he teaches the Great Millstone doctrine. He got on the garment and everything. He got on the rough look, and also his doctrine. By the way he speaks, you can tell that he learns from Great Millstone. But anyways, for those that's not familiar, a couple of days ago, this brother had a confrontation, I guess you could say. He had an encounter with this, it looks like, I perceive to be an Edomite. He claims to be from the tribe of Gad, and which is he could be. All right, he could be from the tribe of Gad because we know that, Jake is going to look like all nations, man. All right, but, I perceive him to be an Edomite. And anyways, the brother was just bringing out, he was just bringing out what was, in this word, bringing out the truth. Dude got offended, put a strap on him or whatever. And, the brother, he handled his own, man. And all of this was, recorded. All right. And as you see, it's this, I'm following this, this big ass account too. Or matter of fact, no, I ain't down. All right, so that just lets you know how much this truth is being spread out, man. And as the scripture say, and I'm finna grab it here in a second, you can do nothing against the truth before the truth, man. All right, the Lord purposely had this happen, all right, so that other people could see it, repost it, and for it to go into all the ends of the world, man. All right, via through the way of the internet. I just showed you. This account has 387.1K followers, man. That's a whole lot of followers. And this video alone got 313,000 views, 82,000 likes, 14,000 reposts, man. All right. So it did exactly what Yahweh Shema Shah planned for it to do, man. All right. Hey, man, this truth is being broadcasted more than what it's ever been. And as a matter of fact, that's what I want to grab this scripture real quick. Matter of fact, we can go to it from here. Let's go to the book of Romans. Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. Damn, I don't think it went to it. It didn't. All right, this is the book of Romans chapter 13, verse 11. It says, "In that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed." All right. And why is it high time to awake out of sleep? All right, because now we at the highest point, right, of access to this truth. All right. There's no way that you can even avoid hearing about this truth. And that just goes to show you how merciful, right? And when the Most High starts to bring this judgment, how justifiable he's gonna be in doing this shit, man, because nobody can say that they ain't here, man. Right? For you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, nobody gonna be able to say that they ain't here. All right, everybody has heard about this truth or is gonna hear about this truth, hey, in some way, shape, or form. Whether it was, you came across one of these videos where brothers accidentally, just got into a confrontation, because somebody was being hostile and, whatever the case may be, right? Or rather the Most High uses, brothers just playing, regular videos, right? Talking about World War III or using IUIC, they dumbass, using them to do their march so that they can bring in more traffic, because eventually people gonna come in, they gonna get more curious, and the Lord is gonna guide them to the truth, man. Right? We at the highest access, you know what I'm saying? We at the highest point of accessing to this truth, man. And it just goes to show you that, hey, we coming to that point in time where the Most High gonna take this truth away. All right? And I'm saying that because with all this shit going on, right, with all this confrontation with Israel, Gaza, America being drawn in, you know, the shit that's happening inside the states, all right, which is all biblical prophecy, all right, with the word being gone out like how it is, to where you can access it, you know, anywhere, man. You hear brothers teaching this truth on all platforms, man. All right, the Israelites done flooded TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Brothers be on Patreon. Brothers be on every app that you can even think of, man. Where you able to post a video, right? Where you able to make posts and shit. Facebook. All right, you probably got brothers posting shit on Snapchat. All right. So when you got this truth going out like that, it just goes to show you that the Most High finna make something happen, man. All right. So now let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 8, and it reads, "For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth." All right, and you got cats like Vocab Malone, you know, they'll do their best to, you know, try to debunk what we teach, right? Coming up with, you know, shit like replacement theology, and they actually be deceiving people, man. All right, they be deceiving people into thinking that, you know, what we teach, you know, it's just our own vain opinion. You know, we're supremacists and all of that, when we just teach strictly what's coming from the scriptures. All right, but there's nothing that you can do against the truth before the truth, because at the end of the day, right, what you trying to debunk, what we teach, that's going to draw in more traffic, man. That's going to draw in more traffic, and all it's going to take is a member of the elect, or a hopeful member of the elect. I'm gonna say it like that. Elect, really, you know what I'm saying, just to keep it blunt, but to just hear this truth and it wake them up, man. All right. I'm pretty sure you got plenty of brothers and sisters that woke up from hearing about, you know, seeing a video of Vocab Malone trying to debunk the truth, and they end up looking into what brothers teach, and they like, oh, damn, like, you know, this is what they say they teaching wrong, and like, it make all the sense in the world. All right. And then the next thing you know, they be fully converted. You know what I'm saying? They keeping the laws. You know, they calling on the names. You hear about Shemashah. All right, it happens like that. You know what I'm saying? Brothers wake up to this truth from all different ways, man. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers that, you know, woke up to this truth from seeing brothers teaching out on highways and the byways, seeing it on, you know, different social media accounts, you know, YouTube. All right. The Most High is gathering the elect, man. That's why this truth is being broadcasted the way it is. And it just goes to show us that the Most High is going to get us that much closer to where there ain't going to be no more access to this truth, man. So that's why you got to get it with us while it's hot, man. Right? Because after hot, then things start to become more lukewarm. Right? Basically comparing or making a similitude to having access to this truth. Right? Everything is hot right now. Right? But then it's going to start to become lukewarm. It's going to start to become more and more harder to find it. Then it's going to get cold, and you really not going to find it, man. All right, and that's where that 5 wise and 5 foolish virgins come into play. You're going to have those that got enough oil in their lamp, and you're going to have those that's not. All right, they're going to be trying to seek for breakdowns, and they're going to be trying to find brothers out where they teach. You know what I mean? And you ain't going to be able to get it, man. That's why you got to get it while it's hot, man. So I think I'm going to grab this last one. I'm going to close it out. Romans 10 and 18, and it reads, "But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words into the ends of the world." Nobody gonna be able to say that they ain't here, man. All right, Jake, this should be a wake-up call, bro. That video got 313,000 views. That's a lot of views, man. Right, and all this gonna do, like I said, is just lead hopeful members of the elect to you know, digging into this truth, man. So, you know, with that being said, Lord willing, you know, the point was made, and that this lesson was edifying. Slack if I was, you know, stuttering a little bit. But, you know, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Call all your hot by Shema Shah, by Shema Kakada, Shalom, and a Baba.